What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from ActiveMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And today we're going to react to the PGA nominations. Ready? One, two, three, react. Did everybody react? Okay. We're releasing the reaction and breathe. I just like to offer these communal experiences. It's just like a service I provide. I don't really assess the thing. It's just reacting together. So there were some changes here, some interesting developments are afoot in the field of the jazz. So we're gonna talk about it. Um, some really expected things here. Some like no brainers. Obviously, they did not deny one battle. They picked up Sinners. They went with Marty Supreme. They kept Hamnet and Frankenstein, thus collectively embracing what SAG has gone with as the sort of like top five, I guess you could say at this point. I mean, those films continue to get nominated pretty much everywhere. I think it's safe to say they're the top five. Um, Most likely, if you're having to, they're the five if you're going to put locks on any of them. It's just, they've shown up everywhere. It's weird for them to, with five extra spots, for any of those five to fall out. Like, you can debate like the rest of the five after that. So showing up in the bottom five, helping to secure its place as the most likely um, international contender's sentimental value, which is good for it, considering it was ignored by the Directors Guild and the Screen Actors Guild the other day. So um, the boost from sentimental value and the fact that it's the only international feature that's nominated here, I think works in its favor. So we're definitely getting one international feature. I think we're getting two. We could get three. See, Oscars have really tried to embrace the internationalness of it. So I would look more towards the Globes and how they've embraced international films, and then walk it back just a little. You know what I'm saying? Like just a tad. Because that is entirely Hollywood foreign press. Whereas the Oscars are still a heavy mix of American filmmaking, but with an ever surging amount of international filmmakers, which makes it easier when you start pointing to films like Sentimental Value, It Was Just an Accident, Secret Agent, those kind of films, and performances from them, they start kind of popping up. So, and you've already seen that in the shortlists. A whole bunch of films got shortlisted. I think No Other Choice was the only neon film that wasn't shortlisted. So you've got, Sentimental Value and I think was at least shortlisted in cinematography, I believe. I know Surat was shortlisted all over the place. Surat was just um and it was just an accident and um Secret Agent. Yeah. I and on top of that you had like Sound of Falling, Kakiro. Um yeah, so I think international and Ugly Stepsister, by the way, which is, while not an international featured submission, is not in English language, and it was shortlisted under hair and makeup. So yeah, they are looking more and more at international features, and I have no reason to believe that we won't see that resurgence that the Of America guilds haven't really been as receptive to. So it's encouraging, but it does let me know that sentimental value might be the number one over It Was Just an Accident, although I still would predict It Was Just an Accident it's going to get the nomination here. Um, so I would say in seventh place of the rest of the films that's been doing pretty good for itself recently is Begonia. I'm going to say Begonia is doing fairly well for itself. I think it was sort of last time I did my predictions, I had it at, like, 10th, maybe, like, it was either that or Wicked for Good. I don't know, it's done pretty well for itself since then. It got, both of its actors in its SAG, so it is nominated at Globes, and now it's got a PGA nomination. I think it's possible that Begonia ends up getting a picture nomination this year, and Focus Features rocks with 2 nominations. So I would not withhold that from them. In eighth place, PGA also nominated Train Dreams, which I think is a likely contender here as well. It seems to have fallen into place as Netflix's number 2 choice behind Frankenstein. It has surpassed Jay Kelly, Wake Up Dead Man, anything else that you thought was still in the race but isn't. Wake Up Dead Man isn't even in the race. Jay Kelly is on the fringe. If Adam Sandler doesn't get it, then it doesn't get a nomination. So, yeah, I think Train Dreams could get in here. I think Train Dreams could be an interesting picture cinematography, picture screenplay cinematography. I have a feeling Joel Edgerton is going to have once again an uphill battle to get in this year, but um, the lack of a SAG nomination for him hurts because they could have gone for him, but they went for Jesse Plemons. So I don't know that they're going to go for Jesse Plemons at the Oscars, but there are other actors too, because I think Wagner Moore is going to resurge. So I think Train Dreams will probably just get a couple song. It's eligible for song. Its package is going to look weird, but it'll get in. And that leaves the final 2 spots, the sort of surprise PGA nominations. They like to do this. They don't always go 10 for 10. All the interesting thing is sometimes they go 9 for 10. So now I have to rank which one of these 2 is more likely to get a picture nomination. F1. I'm going to put F1 in 9th place. Of their 2 wild picks, I think F1 is slightly closer. I think F1 Weapons not getting a makeup shortlist gives me pause. F1 has the ability to be supported a lot in tech categories. It feels like F1 feels positioned this year like Nosferatu was last year, where it feels like it will fall short, but also maybe not. Like Nosferatu didn't make it, but Nosferatu also ended up getting a decent amount of nominations, all things considered. F1 could do that too. Like F1 could fall short and end up with like 4 or 5 nominations. So, and just not get picture. But because it could get 4 or 5 nominations, maybe that's enough. Maybe that's enough. Maybe we don't get a third international feature in. Maybe they don't know what else to vote for in the 10th place spot. Maybe Wicked is dead. Maybe Ariana Grande becomes the only nomination for Wicked for Good. It becomes like a Black Panther Wakanda Forever, like where it just shrinks. I don't know, but I definitely feel like Weapons has to be 10th. It could get a casting nomination. I think the way that film was assembled is inherently interesting, and if they're campaigning that story, it's tough to say that Warner Brothers is going to get 3 films though. It's tough to say that Warner Brothers gets One Battle, Sinners, and Weapons. I mean, what a great year for a studio that's saying, "Hey, can somebody buy us? We're failing." Like, what? You have the best drama series in the pit. You if you get 3 Best Picture nominations, if you're not making it, how is anyone else making it? Like, what is going on? What is your mismanagement of money over there that's happening for you to be in such dire straits that you need somebody to swoop in and save you? So, I I guess F1 is 9 and Weapons is 10. I love the nominations though. I think they're both great. And it would have been interesting to see them go for It Was Just an Accident. I keep saying that because it's like I thought maybe DGA would go for Jafar Panahi. I thought he had the best shot of any of the international directors considering his narrative. I mean, directors have to respect the fact that he's like making illegal films to try to get art there. Like, I mean, like how are you doing? So, with PGA, I mean, there are producers that are putting together an illegal film. I mean, isn't that cool? Do you not want to reward that? So, but F1 was a huge hit and Weapons was a huge hit, so it makes sense for producers. They both did well financially, surprised people at the box office, overperformed, whatever you want to say. So, yeah, solid choices. I think they'll both be replaced at the Oscars by. I'm still leaning on international nominees, so I'm gonna say it was just an accident and Secret Agent. So, anyway, that's my reaction to the PGA. Very cool though for F1 and Weapons. Uh, I I mean F1 is in my top 10. I haven't put out my top 10. I think it's in my top 10 this year. So I wouldn't mind seeing it there. But I also know people would feel that same way about Weapons. I mean, people go nuts if Weapons got a Best Picture nomination. I know Warner Brothers would if they got 3 Best Picture nominations this year. Um, Very interesting and a nice way to put those back in the race. Neither one of them have a Golden Globe nomination, so we'll see what happens. Um, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the other side.